I'm going to be perfectly honest with you guys. I expected a whole lot more from the very first Purge movie. I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that the Purge anarchy exists in this franchise, I would have no interest in this movie franchise whatsoever. The Purge, otherwise known as 2020, the movie. So The Purge is a very simple premise. All crime, including murder, is now legal. And I can think of 10,000 different stories where I can think where this story is going to go, but it doesn't go down any of those routes. In fact, it goes down the very last thing that I ever thought it would. I really should have paid attention more to that trailer. I would have known that this was just going to be a simple home invasion movie. But anyway, Ethan Hawke stars the father in this movie. He's married to Lena Headey. They have 2 children. They're just a family that are just on lockdown. They're trying to survive the purge. And then this one guy shows up in the dark. He is banging on their door. The young son, a responsible son, of course, just lets him in. I mean, they don't know who this guy is. They don't know what he's been into, but he just lets him in the house. I mean, granted, it's the good guy thing to do, but still, this is a holiday where all crime is now legal. You'd think that you would take more precautions. But anyway, these people show up, and this main guy, who basically gets in front of their camera all like this, in a very creepy way, and he says, you have somebody in your house that doesn't belong to you, just give him to us so we continue our purge, and we'll just leave your family alone. And Ethan Hawke, a responsible father, says no. I mean, he chooses this guy that he barely even knows over his family. Yeah, I'd say he's a very responsible parent. And then, thus, it becomes a home invasion movie. I have seen home invasion movies all the time. I've seen The Strangers. The Strangers is actually a very good home invasion movie. It not only has the creepy vibe to it, but it also has a feeling that this can happen at any moment, at any given time, to anybody. That's why The Strangers is actually scary. This movie has a premise where basically this is legal now, and yeah, I kind of expected where this movie was going to go. They're trying to get into this house. They are skipping down hallways. Basically, all they're really doing is screwing around with the family for over an hour. Can you tell that I am just not a fan of the first movie? Seriously, if they did not come out with the Purge Anarchy, then this franchise would have died on me. I would never have watched anything else after this. Seriously. And from what the acting goes, I'd say Ethan Hawke and Lena Headey did a good job for what they are really given. I mean, granted, they're not given much, but for what this movie is going, they're basically the most interesting characters in the entire movie. Maybe it's because they're the biggest stars in this movie. Yeah, I don't think and there's one thing I really caught in this movie. I don't think they really expected to really get a sequel for this movie. I mean, this movie just, ends. It doesn't really end on a high note that I half expected to be. Basically, they just sit around and wait for the day to end. Yeah, I spoiled that for you because, yeah, you could skip over this, go to Purge Anarchy, and then you would actually have a good time. But if this movie would have ended like A Quiet Place did, then we're talking. I mean, the day is over, the holiday has been finished and everything, and Lena Headey is just holding a shotgun and pulls the trigger and she says, screw their rules. And then it just goes to credits right there. Then we're talking sequel. Seriously. I think they just coughed out the Purge Anarchy, which is better, simply because this movie did not exactly reach the height that they half expected it to be. But it's probably a good thing, otherwise we never had the Purge Anarchy. Yeah, I'm praising a lot of the Purge Anarchy because I'm trying to think of good things when it comes out of this movie franchise, and all I can think about is anarchy. That's it. I mean, if people are getting grilled, you're having a good time. So I gotta say, the Purge, very forgettable, and it's not something that you would expect to put in your DVD player and watch it. So I would say no one's going to hate it if you skip it. So guys, The Purge, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.